DL Hughley, welcome to the Daily Social Distancing Show.
Thank you, man. I wish I'd been a little more socially distant myself.
Yeah, man, let's talk about that. I mean, this was one of the scariest videos I've seen because I see you performing on stage in Zanies
Right.
in Nashville. The next thing I see, DL Hughley like fainted on stage or passed out. People are carrying him off the stage. I was
Right.
panicking. In that moment, did you know what was happening? Like, did you feel it happening, or did you just wake up in the hospital?
No, I knew what was happening. I mean, I didn't know that I would pass out, but I felt faint before I went on stage, and I was actively trying to tell Bo, my opening act, to extend a little longer so I could get it together. But I guess he didn't hear me, and they brought me on stage. But I was awake the whole time. I passed out. Then we go to the hospital where they tell me I'm dehydrated. My electrolytes were low. And tell me I'm exhausted. Then they tested for, they had a battery of tests like all the time, and they
Right.
told me I was positive for COVID, which was the most surreal. Like I didn't understand how, because I didn't have any other classic symptoms that they ascribe to COVID. Like no flu-like symptoms, no cough, no shortness of breath, no loss of taste. But I just lost consciousness. So I guess that might passing out is not a good thing no matter what. So I guess that was one of the things. And then it was funny because when I got back to the hotel, I had to be in the hospital for a day, and I got back to the hotel, and then the hotel was like, "Now we want you to leave." So so I guess Black Lives Matter, but not in the lobby. They don't matter, not in the lobby.
But DL, here on the real, but like I wouldn't ask this of anyone. I wouldn't say this to anyone else. But like I keep it real with you. Why are you out doing shows when there's coronavirus?
Exactly. I literally, what the hell was I? But it was actually for a charity that gave masks. And then, obviously I missed it, but I had gotten really sick in January, and I thought that I'd had it then. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to test for the antibodies this week. So, I really assumed that it would be cool, and I was obviously very wrong. So I think, I just blew it. I made a mistake.
I understand maybe where you're coming from. Like I get, it's this invisible thing. Everyone's like, maybe not. The government doesn't tell us. Like we don't know anything. But like, what would you say to somebody who thinks like you and goes like, man, I'm just going back out there. I'm gonna live my life as usual.
I think that now I would say two things. One, I think that everybody needs to be tested. Everybody, because I had no idea what was happening, and I had no idea what was going on. And the other, and I think that's primarily because we don't have like a uniform. Where I live is decidedly different than where I performed in Texas. Like I could never have performed in Los Angeles because we're not open for that. But the gig was I had a gig in Texas, did a gig in Nashville. So what I had to do is go to states where they clearly don't give a damn about their people to perform. So I should have known. I should have known when they don't care about their people, they're sure not gonna care about a stranger. But I should have known then. But I kind of thought, okay, it'll be cool, and everything was socially distant, and we took our temperature and our oxygen levels, and I just thought it would be cool, and it very clearly was not.
Let's talk about the book. The title is already provocative. I mean, it's classic DL Hughley, Surrender White People. What are you saying in the book? Because I know it's a satire, and I know you're talking about race relations in America. You're talking about systemic racism. You're talking about oppression. You're talking about reparations. What do you hope people get from this book? I mean, that title is provocative.
When I say surrender white people, obviously it's not in a military sense. It's this notion of supremacy. Even though we're arguing over monuments, which everybody right now, there's this heightened awareness because of what happened to Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor and now George Floyd. Everybody is keyed up about that. But we want to keep monuments. Everybody was recoiled and discussed what happened to George Floyd. But they want to keep monuments to men who did far worse to Black people. Far worse. We have men who performed surgery on Black women, enslaved Black women with no anesthesia, have statues. Every dude that has a statue and riding around a horse hated Black people, and so if it's no big deal and we want to change, why do we want to keep the vestiges of what we were and the ideas of why we are like we are? Because policemen are really doing in our community what they always have been supposed to do. They didn't know their mission changed. They're supposed to keep us where we are and do that by any means necessary. So they didn't have any notion that their idea of policing in our communities was going to change, and it did it on a dime. And I think we have to let go of these notions, because there are really people who believe that it is the way that they were born that made them superior in some way. And so if you believe that, there's really no way to move on. There's really nowhere to go if you believe that this is your inherent God-given right. To have everybody else be subservient. So, and the book is just that in a comedic way. And I'm writing a peace treaty, because, you know, peace treaties don't really give anybody anything. They give the people that win the ability to say that I did something good, and us, what they basically get is for us to shut up about race. That's what they get to go shut up about it.
What would you say? What would you say is the first step then? Because I mean, you know, like obviously people are talking about defunding the police. People are talking about having conversations in Hollywood, conversations in corporate America. But what are some of the other steps that you'd like to see people take? Like, where do you even begin to have meaningful conversations that move things forward?
You'll have people like Bank of America said that we're going to give $1 billion, you know, to ending discrimination. But wouldn't it be better if you just says yes on a couple of home loans? You could do that too. But all these grandiose gestures are best, you know, and they're placatory at best, I think. And I think maybe even people's hearts are in the right place. But just be fair. If you know our schools are terrible, why would you underfund them? If you know that, you know, we redline areas, why do we allow that? If we know that, you know, there's a bias in the medical field, why do we have it? So more than just, you know, tearing statues down and wearing T-shirts, do the right thing.
Just get out there and do the right thing. Before I let you go, I just want to know what you're doing right now. Like, are you home? Are you healthy? Why is your camera shaking like you're gonna pass out?
Right.
Like, what's going on in your world? That's what I want to know.
Well, I gotta tell you, I made it. I was serious. The hotel didn't feel comfortable with me standing, so I had to take a jet.
And I don't blame them, DL. I don't blame them. If I was staying in that hotel, I would be like, I heard there is a gentleman who has coronavirus. I would like him to please be pre-checked out when he comes back.
And they did, so I came home, and my wife is the same way. I'm like, so I'm in my guest. I don't want him here. But last night, again, I passed out again, so I'm on my way to UCLA, so I don't know what's going on.
Man, look after yourself. For real, though. Look after yourself. Stay healthy. Take it seriously. Please, man. And get better Wi-Fi in your guest room, DL. That should be better Wi-Fi for your guests. How are you going to have people over and not have good Wi-Fi?
But, man, come on. That's just like if you feed them, they'll stay, man. If I give you good Wi-Fi, people stay for the Wi-Fi. I can't have that. I have dial-up in this room. Who knew I would need it?
Oh, man. DL. Thank you so much for being with us. I hope everybody reads the book, man.
Thank you, man.
All right, my dude.
Thank you.